Alright, today we're going to learn how to do a marshmallow in a fire painting. Alright, the question of the day is, what is the Boy Scouts? Alright, let's get through the colors. Primary yellow, cad yellow, burnt sienna, pearly red, quin red, ultramarine blue, quin blue, phthalo green, turquoise, Mars black, titanium white. Alright, today we're going to do a painting of a marshmallow on fire. For this layer we sketched in the marshmallow, but I painted over because I want to get that fire right and then add the marshmallow on top, so I don't want to fight back and forth between the marshmallow and the fire. Just get the fire right out of the bat and then hopefully don't screw up the marshmallow, right? And so we got the nice dark sky. I added a blue in there to have this nice contrast between the yellows and the reds a little bit. You're not going to see it too drastic. You got this nice brown wood kind of coming in. We're going to add more definition on this wood here that we've had elements. You got to add kind of a lighter element, darker elements, give it more of a shape, push some of the elements in the background. So break out those elements. Right now they're just kind of rough shapes, so we need to make that look like wood, make the fire look fluid fire, and then we'll add that nice marshmallow in the middle and see where we go in the next layer. Alright, we got our initial fire. We're going to clean it up, add a little bit more flame looking. We got the right colors, but we need to kind of make that flame, maybe a little bit of smoke here on this side. Maybe add a little bit darker here, we'll see. And then we'll add that marshmallow to drop in there and finish it off. So Boy Scouts, almost everyone knows, they started in 1911 in the US. They expanded in 1922 internationally, and they're in quite a few countries, mostly Europe, kind of, all the countries related to England plus Europe basically. And they expanded. They have several different divisions across the US, and they start out as kind of Cub Scouts, which is kind of the junior league with little kids, and then later they have the official Boy Scouts, which is I think from 11 to 18. So basically 8 to 11 is kind of the junior league, and then later you get into the Boy Scouts. I personally was in the Boy Scouts, I want to say Cub Scouts as well. My mom was a Cub Scout leader, and she was also a Girl Scout leader. I was in Boy Scouts, and my nephew is in the Boy Scouts. Recently, my brother, my nephew, when he was younger, I think 14 or 15, they had a Boy Scout trip, and everything went wrong in the trip as possible. They had like one of the vehicles broke down. They took the second vehicle broke down. They're in the middle of nowhere. It was a rainstorm. The whole campsite was washed out, so they were just kind of flooded, sleeping in the back of a truck or something. And they finally made it back, I think 22 hours later, and it was the end of that local Boy Scouts. The funny part about that story is the motto of the Boy Scouts is be prepared. So none of the leaders were prepared. Recently in 2020, unfortunately, they were accused of a lot of sexual lawsuits with leaders attacking the kids, which Go figure, you know, adult males in the neighborhood running little kids around in the forest. Surprise, surprise, there's going to be a sex scandal. Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate because it is a really nice organization. I think most youths don't have that experience, so that's just kind of one. I don't know how often it occurred, but it's not every troop. And I've been in a couple troops, so definitely, you know, I guess cross my fingers nothing happened. And that's who the, oh, one more thing about the Boy Scouts was in Germany they had the Boy Scouts, obviously, as well as the rest of Europe. But in the 30s they got corrupted by the Nazis and became the Hitler Youth. So after the Nazis were beaten in World War II, they completely disbanded the Boy Scouts in Germany for fear that another type of Hitler Youth under a different leader or some other organization with the youth being corrupted by military would arise again. So they completely got rid of the Boy Scouts in Germany. And basically there's no kid activities in groups kind of in Germany. You go to the swimming pool and all that kind of stuff like Americans, but you don't have a nice summer camp system for the Boy Scouts or these nice trips that the Boy Scouts take, unfortunately, because of that history. And that's the Boy Scouts. All right, we just finished. Let's take a closer look. So this one had kind of this even, really close-up of the fire with the marshmallow in front. So it has kind of that really smooth fire display, which I think I got in some of the flames bright. Some of them are a little bit strange, as I've kind of added in gray to kind of show maybe a smoke. And some of the corners are pretty cool. It looks kind of like the logs are floating there, which I don't really like per se, but I wasn't sure how to fix that to get that right. That's kind of how they look in the photo, so I wasn't really sure from the photo how to interpret that. But overall, I think it reads pretty well. It does have that nice close-up. I do like the other ones a little bit better. I think, you know, from a distance, you get more texture to the wood. You can actually read it as wood. This close-up is a little bit hard to read that it's wood. Obviously, you know right away it's a fire, so I don't think that's the problem. But yeah, it's okay, I think. And the marshmallow has kind of a little bit of fire to it. I'm not sure if that looks nice. It looks kind of gross, but I think it's okay. You know, hopefully the buyer likes it. If you guys like it, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to see my full version, I'll have that on my Patreon account. If you'd like to subscribe, you can subscribe below. And I'll see you on the next painting video. Thanks for watching, guys.